old days, there was a real, like some of you grew up in churches where the legalism was really, really clear. Here's what it was. You could go into someone's refrigerator and you would know exactly whether they were a legitimate Christian or not a legitimate Christian by what was in their fridge. Because if they had beer or wine, they were clearly on the road to hell, no questions asked, right? That was just clear. If you showed up at a party and someone was dancing, you would go, oh my goodness, I think they've been reading the satanic Bible rather than the real Bible. They say they're Christians, but I think they're just wolves in sheep's clothing, all right? Because I saw them, it didn't look like that, but whatever. I saw them dancing, I saw beer in the fridge, and I think I might have seen them at the movie theater, which means altogether we know they don't really love Jesus. That's how some of you were raised. Those were the rules, all right? That was the burden. Now, we've come so far away from that stuff that we laugh at it. We think it's, oh my goodness, how silly are those people? But all we've done is replaced it with a new kind of legalism. The kind of legalism that's created a new list. You wanna know what's on the list? Being rich. Now, I can tell if you're a legitimate disciple, not by what's in your fridge, but by what you drive and how expensive your home is. And if it's too expensive, you shouldn't bother signing up for Christianity because it's really not for you. This is where zeal goes. And if you're not revolutionary enough, meaning if you don't go move from the suburbs, move your family down into the inner city and make sure that you're tutoring at-risk children, if you don't do that, you're not a Christian. Don't even bother signing up. You're not revolutionary enough. You're not crazy love enough. You don't give it all up. You're not gospel-centered enough. If you don't use the word gospel in at least 3 sentences every hour, I mean, you can attend, but don't expect to lead. You got to make sure your theology is perfect, that you use these words, that your car comes between this expensive and this expensive, that your house is this kind of square footage. We've created a new legalism, man. We've just swapped out the beer in the fridge for the square footage of a house. And we have become, what one scholar says, accidental Pharisees. We have slipped into it, and we start to judge our brothers and sisters based on how they look. And all we've done is swapped it out. Now, Joseph of Arimathea, you know what his problem was? He was rich. I mean, he was the triple threat of bad dudes. He was rich, he was powerful, he was part of the Sanhedrin, the 72 Jewish leaders at that time, so he was politically involved, and he was a secret disciple. John says he was a secret disciple. He was so obsessed with his power and his money that he never even told anyone that he loved Jesus. This guy would, if you came into my office and you were him, I would use you the next Sunday and go, this is the problem with Christianity today, right? I'd be like, this guy came in, he was rich, he was powerful, and a secret disciple. He was so afraid to lose his power and his money, he didn't even tell anybody. He just, I don't know, I don't even know Jesus. Gonna burn. And yet, Jesus uses them. It gives me great pause before I start burning people and labeling people and judging people and telling God who he can use and who he can't use.